there's a question that comes up in your mind, and it's been in my mind over the years too, excuse me, about the question is, can I really change? And this question bubbles up when you're stressed, when you're discouraged, when you've been trying lots of things and nothing seems to be working. And this little pesky thought creeps into your mind. Can I really change, or is this as good as it gets? Comment below if that really resonates with you. Now, I was recently listening to Ed Mylett talking about his childhood. And there's something in this that really spoke to me. He was describing how his dad, he loves his dad, but his dad was an alcoholic. And he said it wasn't the alcohol, it wasn't the way that his dad was with him that was problematic at all. But what was the problem for Ed was that his dad made him worry, because he was worried that his dad would drink drive, that he might get into a fight, that he might be in danger. Even as a little boy, this child was looking at his dad, whose life was somewhat chaotic with the alcohol, and he learned to worry. And what Ed was describing, and I think this is so helpful to think about this, is that became his kind of his default setting, what Ed describes as his emotional home. And immediately I was listening to Ed and I was like, this is why people worry that they can't change, because of that awareness of this emotional home that our minds just take us to automatically. Whenever you're under pressure, whenever you try something and it fails, the emotional home, that default setting that you created in childhood, is going to bubble up to the surface. So the question in this video is, can we really change that setting? And years back, I would have argued, I didn't think I could, but I did. And obviously we're all a work in progress, but I really want to explain to you how you go about changing that default setting, that emotional home, to something that works much better for you, to free yourself, to uncage yourself from those constraints. So the first is naming it and being aware. And actually, for many people, that is a huge challenge. But the fact that you're watching my videos, I think that you're drawn to the idea of personal transformation and personal development, self-mastery. So we have to start with awareness so that we can see the patterns that are not working, and also so that you can notice, okay, this is something I learned to do as a kid. And within my program, I talk about remothering. And this is not damning mothers. This is actually recognizing that our parents did the very best that they could. But there will have been ways that they were that caused tension or difficulty for you as a person. And you learned this emotional home, maybe of always assuming you're not good enough, assuming that you're too much. Maybe you were told to pipe down a lot as a child. Anxiety as a way to try and control the uncontrollable. Fear. All of these kind of triggers, these ways that you automatically go into these ways of thinking, are very likely to have arisen in childhood. So the process of remothering that I talk about in my Beyond Burnout program is about recognizing, okay, I grew up with that. That's a thing for me. That's my automatic emotional home. And you can learn to change that. So awareness is the first thing. The second thing that is important is practicing habits, strategies, little reminders that you need to change. You need to disrupt the pattern as it's kicking in. So you learn to become more aware, and then you learn to disrupt. And there are very simple things that I can show you that include your posture, your breathing, even little tiny things like humming can change your physiology, can disrupt the pattern. So within the program, we talk about that a lot, because everybody needs ways to completely change that direction that your brain is going in. So you can redirect your mind to something that serves you better. And then there are some very specific areas that are really crucial. So one of the biggest things that stopped me from making changes in my life was fear, and the assumption that I couldn't handle fear because I was quite an anxious person. And I was waiting to feel fearless. And of course, I would have waited till the end of my life if I hadn't made this change. So instead of waiting to feel fearless, I decided I needed to learn how to handle fear. And there's lots in there, because actually fear is useful. It's not all bad. It's actually also really reconnecting you to the part that knows when you're not okay, and helping you to have conversations with that part of you so that you can listen and take action. So tackling fear is not necessarily how you might believe it would be. The second is becoming the captain of your own ship. So instead of waiting for other people to rescue you, and instead of expending so much energy on complaining about what's going on in your life, complaining about other people in your life, and giving away your power in doing so, choosing to bring your focus back to steering your own ship. And there's a lot of water metaphors in my work, because this really makes sense to me, that when we are the captain of our ship, we feel steady, we feel grounded, we feel able to navigate our way through difficulty. And this is what I will teach you how to do. But the first step is committing to yourself. Yeah, I want to be the captain of my own ship. I want to take a hold of my life. It's a crucial decision. And if you make that decision, this program will help you to learn how to do that. And then the third really big part of my program is around this internal relationship that you have with yourself. Everything is so much harder in your life when you're beating yourself up, when you feel afraid and then you tell yourself that you're bad for feeling afraid, or you judge yourself negatively compared to other people. The way that you're addressing yourself on the inside really does matter. It matters at a cellular level, at a physiological level, in terms of your hormones and all the messages that are running around your body. And it matters in terms of the way that you project yourself, the language that you use, the way that you show up in the world, even, the amount that you smile. All of these things are impacted by what's going on the inside. And you're going to feel some resistance to talking about things like the inner critic, because you're going to have some strong beliefs about what that inner critic is doing for you or where it's coming from. So again, I'll help you to take your time to completely transform that internal relationship so that you can champion yourself, motivate yourself, get over procrastination, deal with difficulty. And that is a huge piece of work that really excites me. My program is a year long for a reason. I'm walking the path with you, and I'm bringing you all of these nuggets and ideas and strategies that you can try out, and you can see the difference for yourself. So if you've been telling yourself that you can't change, listen to this again, watch this again, and remind yourself that the possibility is within your grasp. I'm not peddling quick fixes. I am actually telling you exactly how you go about changing that default setting and transforming the way you show up in the world. And imagine what a different world it will be if we could all learn these skills together. Comment below, follow me, go to my website and sign up for my program. I look forward to seeing you soon.